Browns' Kevin Stefanski drops Dillon Gabriel truth bomb right before first start. The Cleveland Browns will add another name to the jersey. After Joe Flacco struggled in the first 4 games of the season, rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel is taking over as Cleveland's starting quarterback. The rookie quarterback will have quite the memorable start, as his first NFL game will not be played in the States. The Browns are set to take on the Minnesota Vikings in London. Ahead of Gabriel's first start as an NFL quarterback, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski sent a stern message to his team. Stefanski said that he believed that starting Gabriel was the right move, but that it shouldn't just be on the quarterback to try and win the game. "I felt like this change was needed for the team," Stefanski told Judy Battista obviously. "This change wasn't just about one person, and I explained that to our football team that with a move like this we all have to step up our game." As for what Stefanski expects from Gabriel, the Browns coach just wants the rookie to do what he's been doing during practice. He just needs to do what he does, which is operate. Operate within the system, play within himself, all those things. He's had a lot of experience. He's a young man we trust based on how the kid works. Gabriel was the Browns' 4th-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Many expected Cleveland to start one of their rookie quarterbacks at some point this season. However, Flacco's subpar play, including a turnover-filled Week 4 game that effectively ended his stint, forced the coaching staff's hand. Flacco was demoted to be the team's backup quarterback, while rookie Shedeur Sanders will be the emergency quarterback. The Browns are facing off against the Minnesota Vikings, who are starting Carson Wentz after J.J. McCarthy suffered an injury a few weeks ago. The locker room in Cleveland was quieter than usual, the kind of hush that settles before something monumental is about to happen. Outside, the chill of October rolled across Lake Erie, and fans bundled in brown and orange waited for the dawn of a new era. For the Cleveland Browns, change was no stranger, but real hope, had been fleeting. That morning, it came in the form of a rookie quarterback, Dillon Gabriel. Coach Kevin Stefanski, calm as always, stood in front of the press with his clipboard tucked under his arm. He wasn't one to waste words, but when asked about his new starter, he delivered what would be remembered as a truth bomb. Not hype, not coach speak, but something raw and unshakably confident. "Dillon's not here by accident," Stefanski said, his voice steady. "He's ready. And I'll tell you this, he may surprise a lot of people who still think of him as just a college kid. To us, he's our quarterback, and he's earned every snap he's about to take." The sentence landed like thunder across social media feeds. Cleveland fans who had spent years in the trenches of disappointment began to feel their pulse quicken. Analysts debated whether Stefanski was being strategic or sincere. But inside the building, no one questioned it. They had seen Gabriel's preparation, his grit, and that left-handed zip on the football that could split a defense in two. Dillon Gabriel wasn't supposed to be the chosen one, at least not this soon. A mid-round pick with a compact build and a reputation for being too small for the NFL, he arrived in Cleveland as a developmental project. Veterans ahead of him on the depth chart were expected to carry the season. But football, as Stefanski often said, has a way of rewriting scripts. Injuries struck, opportunities opened, and Gabriel's relentless work ethic made it impossible to ignore him. He lived in the film room, memorizing Stefanski's playbook like scripture. His timing with receivers grew sharper by the week. Teammates noticed his willingness to stay after practice, running routes with second-string receivers under the fading glow of stadium lights. Now he was about to step onto the field not as a backup, not as a promising rookie, but as the starter for a franchise starving for consistency at quarterback. Reporters huddled around him later that day. Gabriel's answers were short, respectful, but his eyes betrayed a spark of fire. "Coach believes in me. That's everything," he said, adjusting his cap. "I'm not here to be anybody else. I'm here to play my game and help us win." His game, quick release, sharp decision-making, and the kind of calm under pressure that quarterbacks twice his size envied, was tailor-made for Stefanski's system. While fans had their doubts, Gabriel's teammates didn't. Veteran wideout Amari Cooper told a reporter, "That kid throws one of the most catchable balls I've ever seen. He doesn't flinch. You give him a chance, he'll make the play." Running back Nick Chubb, usually reserved with his words, simply said, "He's tough." "You'll see." Game day arrived, and Cleveland Stadium felt like it was vibrating with nerves and electricity. Signs in the crowd read, "In Dillon we trust," and "Let the lefty cook." Gabriel jogged out of the tunnel, helmet tucked under his arm, and paused just for a moment to take it in, the roar, the banners, the endless sea of orange. He thought back to the little boy in Hawaii who dreamed of moments like this, throwing a football until the sun set over the Pacific. He thought of the long path through college, the doubt, the injuries, the critics. Now here he was. When the first snap came, Gabriel's hands were steady. He barked out the cadence with authority, dropped back, and in less than 2 seconds, flicked a slant route to Cooper. The ball zipped, perfectly timed, and the stadium erupted as if it were a touchdown instead of a first down. It wasn't about the yards, it was about the statement. The rookie wasn't rattled. Drive after drive, Gabriel showed poise. He moved the pocket, made quick reads, and when pressure came, he darted through gaps like a seasoned pro. Every completion chipped away at doubt. Every glance to the sideline reaffirmed Stefanski's belief. By halftime, the Browns weren't just competing, they were leading. In the locker room, Stefanski gathered his team. He wasn't one for theatrics, but he looked at Gabriel, then at the entire roster, and said, "What did I tell you? He belongs here. Now finish it." And finish it they did. The Browns leaned on Gabriel's quick passing and Chubb's punishing runs to close out a victory that felt bigger than one game. It felt like a turning point. When the clock hit 0, Gabriel jogged to midfield, shaking hands with opponents before finally lifting his helmet toward the fans. The roar that answered him wasn't just celebration. It was relief, belief, and a hunger for more. After the game, reporters pressed Stefanski again. Was this just the beginning for Gabriel? Was this the franchise's long-awaited solution at quarterback? Stefanski's response was measured, but his eyes carried the weight of his conviction. "One game doesn't define a career," he said. "But Dillon Gabriel just showed you who he is. He's the same guy we see every day, prepared, fearless, and ready to lead. That's not hype. That's truth." The truth bomb echoed across sports talk shows for days. Analysts broke down every throw, every decision, while fans debated if the Browns had finally found stability under center. For once, Cleveland wasn't clinging to hope. It was witnessing it unfold.